Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Yvonne Williams, and I am a client training specialist here at Inspiring Speakers Bureau. Thank you so much for joining us today during this short webinar. We hope to give you a lot of really valuable business building gems during the webinar, as our goal is always to give back to our community by sharing the information that can help your business. We are excited to talk to you about our program and how it will help you to not only survive as a speaker, coach, trainer, consultant, and branded thought leader, but how to thrive. So who are we and how did we get here and why are we the authority in thriving? Well, Inspiring Speakers was founded back in the late 1990s and has been thriving ever since. We are one of North America's oldest and longest serving speakers bureaus and have worked with some of the speaking industry's biggest figures. We've worked with politicians like Jimmy Carter, best-selling speakers and authors like Wayne Dyer and Jack Canfield, and motivational speaking legends like Robin Sharma, Robert Kiyosaki, Les Brown, and plenty of other well-known figures. I'm sorry if I geek out a little bit. These are some pretty heavy names, so excuse me for my nerding out today. But in 2007, we developed a training academy for new and emerging speakers and branded experts. The academy was originally started in order to help different types of thought leaders develop into skilled content creators and internet marketers. And basically, we would teach them how to become more effective knowledge entrepreneurs, When these experts evolved into thought leaders, they became more viable and profitable speakers and coaches. And helping people get profitable has always been our main objective. And I hope it's your main objective too, or else why would you be here today, right? So throughout all this time, we've seen a lot of emerging speakers who are really struggling to get booked and generate a consistent income, whether it be from falling behind industry trends or struggling through changes within the economy. And as we all know, that can have a major impact on the ability to make a full-time living as a speaker. And that's our goal, right? We don't want this to be a side gig of ours. We want this to be the thing that we do. So the main goal of the academy was to help new speakers and really anyone else who was trying to become an expert in their field to become a better overall thought leader who succeeds in building an audience in their niche and in broader markets. We focused on creating a very valuable professional development service that we'll cover a little bit today that helps speakers and thought leaders from around the world. And to date, we've worked with thousands of speakers from over 30 countries and counting. I know, that's quite a bit. So during our time in this industry, we've worked with both established and emerging speakers, and we've really had the chance to see the differences between how new and experienced speakers go about creating and marketing their products and services on a day-to-day basis. And what we've seen over and over again is that there's a small group of really successful speakers and thought leaders at the top of the industry who have the knowledge and skills to build really thriving businesses. And then there's everyone else who's achieving much less. So needless to say, we've seen a lot of what's working and what isn't working out there in the speaking industry over the last few years, and have worked with speakers extensively in helping them shape their message and define their brand through coaching and training services in order to help these speakers reach their full potential and sustain a strong foundation within their business, regardless of what's happening with the economy and industry trends. And what we've discovered is that there's a very definite set of strategies and skills that top experts are using to leverage their talents and reach their audience. So what we've done is develop that advanced knowledge and skill set into practical business education in the form of the Inspiring Speakers Bureau membership program. So I know that was quite a mouthful, and that's just a bit of our background and our standing in the speaking industry. But today we want to talk specifically about how this industry has changed in recent years and what that means for you as a speaker, coach, or branded expert. So I know the question on your mind is, well, if there are a definite set of strategies and skills that experts are leveraging for that consistent success, then what are they and how do I get me some? Well, we've broken it down for you quite simply just by using Joel Weldon's 3 simple keys to speaking and thought leadership success. Now, if you don't already know who Joel Weldon is, he is a Hall of Fame speaker and the co-founder of the National Speakers Association. And this is what he believes are the three crucial keys to succeeding. He says, first, you need to learn and use the high-powered sales, branding, and marketing strategies that are working right now. Not just the standard marketing strategies of the 90s. We use those strategies and then some. And we'll dive into that a little bit further today. Secondly, he says, your goal is to become both a speaker and a well-rounded expert, a true thought leader. Times have changed. It isn't enough to be good at speaking about it. We have to be about it as well. And lastly, he says that if you grow your speaking business the right way with proven blueprints, you'll create the foundations for lasting success. And that means being business-minded from the get-go. And guess what? Well, there's actually no need for guessing. You don't need to do the guesswork. You don't have to climb through the research on your own. We've done the work and we already have the blueprints that create the foundations for lasting success in a centralized place to learn those skills. Now, when I was younger, my mom used to tell me that knowledge is power. And most people are aware that they have to keep up with their education and expand on their knowledge to continue to succeed. So if that is a given, and that's general knowledge, why isn't everyone succeeding and achieving more success these days in our industry? The evidence really is everywhere that the internet has fundamentally changed the lead generation and customer and client engagement process for every type of specialized knowledge provider, regardless of whether they're a speaker, a coach, a trainer, a consultant, author, or any other type of expert or thought leader. Because the digital landscape has evolved so significantly, speakers need to be directly in charge of their own marketing in a big way moving forward. And what I think now more than ever is that speakers are engaging in independent marketing activities and starting to take self-directed steps to reaching and interacting with their audience of their own accord. From doing their own website design, planning, optimization, and social media, taking these processes into their own hands as a speaker and business person is pretty vital. And what I'm seeing nowadays is that meaning and event planners are bypassing the traditional booking process with commission-based bureaus, as the middleman between speakers and planners. And they're evaluating and hiring speakers in more direct ways. In other words, this is something that goes well above and beyond offline activities and platform presentations. And I think some speakers are doing a good job with this, especially on the cutting edge, who've learned and applied what's necessary to succeed at this higher level. I see that they're building their customer and client base in new ways, and this kind of activity is diversifying their income streams. We're also seeing big changes in the way speakers are pitching themselves and positioning their offerings. Because speakers can interact more directly with prospective clients more than ever with their own websites and social media being the big one, those clients are not waiting to be passively pitched or sold to these days. And so it's going further than becoming a trend. It's accelerating, becoming business as usual. Instead, they're being more proactive about gathering information and speaker recommendations, and they're making decisions about whether you're a speaker that they might want to hire. And that's all happening behind the scenes in ways that it has never used to. So in some ways, these changes in how speakers get noticed and hired are making things more difficult for the average speaker. But for those who are aware and responsive to how to interact and do business in this new landscape, they're adapting very well and increasing their booked engagements and other income opportunities. But unfortunately, I still don't see enough of the emerging speakers doing that. They're not being as savvy and informed as the leaders at the top. They're not taking on the knowledge is power philosophy. They really aren't taking advantage of the kinds of available business building resources that would help them to reach the next level. I think by and large, most speakers have neglected to seek out and make use of professional development services, even though the right type of business training would be a huge asset in helping them get more established. And so the question then becomes, is it still viable for new and emerging speakers to make a full-time living from paid speaking events alone? Well, I definitely do believe it's possible for speakers to make a full-time living from their businesses. But I think the crucial step that most speakers are still missing is not looking at themselves first and foremost as information entrepreneurs. I've seen that as speakers transition into becoming high-level internet marketers and content creators, they start positioning themselves as niche authorities who don't just speak or train or coach or consult or write, but instead they do all of those things. So just like I said before, they're not just speaking about it, they are being about it. And as they expand how they define themselves as experts, they start reaching and helping their audience and target markets in a lot of powerful new ways that keeps them staying viable as a full-time entrepreneur. So I think if emerging speakers can do a better job of starting to follow that blueprint for success, they can certainly make a full-time income and it can still be a viable and profitable career, but they'll be doing it in an expanded capacity of what they offer as a true expert and thought leader. And just to kind of get back to my earlier point, traditional marketing practices and more one-dimensional pitching and selling tactics really have become far less effective for speakers these days. And because prospects have preconceived ideas about who you are and what you do, if you have no brand differentiation or clear USP, unique selling proposition, they'll just conclude that there's no significant difference between you and another speaker. And the speaker who then gets hired is often not the ideal speaker for the engagement. The ideal speaker for the engagement is you, but you have to show them that, because basically clients these days are showing more snap judgments about who you are as a speaker and what you bring to the table based on limited information. And that's their frame of mind about you. And again, this is all happening before you can start doing any more of the traditional selling and pitching style marketing. So that's before you even get to the basics of marketing. So basically clients these days are showing the more snap judgments, as I said, and our goal is to create a positive long-term result in the business, which I hope we've established for you can only be possible for you by being a branded expert. So remember, we want to be thriving speakers, not just surviving speakers. And so the new landscape is actually presenting some real disadvantages for speakers who aren't fully knowledgeable on how the marketing and hiring process is actually working these days. But the good news is that if you start implementing the right branding, positioning, and marketing strategies now, you'll be able to develop superior content marketing skills, which will set you apart from other speakers. So keeping Joel Weldon's keys to success in mind, having benchmarkers can help create a clear pathway for that success. Remember, he said you need to learn and use the high-powered sales, branding, and marketing strategies that are working right now. He said that your goal is to become both a speaker and a well-rounded expert, a true thought leader. And lastly, he said if you grow your speaking business the right way with proven blueprints, you'll create the foundations for lasting success. And what that means is you have to be business-minded from the get-go, which means clarifying your USP, organizing and defining your brand, setting marketing goals, and also including a product suite and diverse offerings. Yep, I know, it's not like it used to be. So the message here is that speakers are appearing pretty undifferentiated and not making the kind of impact that's needed in front of meeting planners and prospective clients. And even if you understand how much more ideal for an event you might be in comparison to another speaker, meeting and event planners don't see that. And most speakers are not giving their new clients or leads enough opportunities to understand what sets them apart as the right speaker to hire. So I would say that if all of this is ringing true and you see that you aren't differentiating yourself enough with defining your brand and clarifying your USP, the very best way to improve that is through more effective market positioning, which you can start achieving with superior content marketing. And we teach you how to do all of that through our program as well. I can also say that basically speakers do need something more these days to sway hiring decisions in their favor, and they can do that by enhancing the pre-hiring experience. Good content marketing can make your brand much more visible and definitely help position you as the expert authority in a prospective client's minds. And just to elaborate a little bit more on that, when you start using content marketing the right way, you create more interest in who you are and the benefits you can provide, which will lead you to getting hired more often. So what are the skills that speakers and thought leaders actually need to stay viable, and what knowledge domains do we offer? Well, Things like working on how to start training or your speaking business if you haven't started already. We talk about affiliate marketing, product creation, social media marketing, and many more. And that's just scratching the surface. We have developed products that help speakers, coaches, trainers, and thought leaders like you feel those 3 success keys we covered at every step of the way. Those are different modules that we cover, like skills from speaking with confidence to how to become a branded expert to how to use affiliate programs and how to diversify your income success, using blogging for marketing, how to leverage social media. What our program also includes is downloadable PDFs categorized for you on the different topics. The courses also include exclusive content and video modules. One of my favorite parts of this program is you actually get to create your own unique Inspiring Speakers Bureau represented speaker profile page that you can create just like Willie Jolie here. See his page? And here's another one of our members' profiles. This is Kelly McDonald. And so as you see, you'll be able to create your own customized profile. And then when you're ready, it will go live on inspiringspeakers.com and be seen by our customers and clients all around the world, right? So you're getting a jump start on that exposure already. We cover everything in our program, regardless of your knowledge level. So you can learn to build your speaking business from the ground up, from identifying your target audience to strengthening your sales funnel. What's also great about our program is that you can learn at your own pace. There's no long-term commitment. You're receiving wisdom from world-class coaches with years of experience and gaining proven knowledge all at your fingertips. So it's quite accessible. And what makes it even more accessible is that we've included some accessibility options in the training system, including like an audio-only learning option and the ability to communicate with your peers through the program. So not only are you getting substantial knowledge with this program, but as we mentioned earlier, you can jumpstart your exposure growth with your customizable speaker profile. This is a great way to attract global clients while you develop your skills with new training and business growth tools launched weekly. And of course, our current members have a lot of positive things to say about it too. Most folks can agree that because this is a proven system for success, it provides them with a process that is repeatable and creates consistency. They're not only learning, but building as they go, which is key to generating a thriving business. So today, you can go ahead and choose from dozens of our courses, from beginning steps to more advanced steps at your own pace, connect and collaborate with other speakers within your community, and start growing your business. I'm ready to see you evolve and thrive in your business, and I'm pretty sure you are as well. So we invite you today to become a part of the small group of really successful speakers and thought leaders at the top of the industry who have the knowledge and skills to build really thriving businesses, not just surviving businesses. If you join us today, you get your first 2 months free and the Inspiring Speakers Bureau membership program and our Joel Weldon Transformational Growth Special, which will reduce the cost of your monthly membership. So join today and you'll go ahead and get immediate access to the dozens of courses and growth services. You'll be able to set up your bureau represented speaker profile to help you achieve your abundant speaking, coaching, and training success. Best thing is, we do have a money back guarantee, so there's no real risk to you. The biggest risk for you now is missing out on the incredible opportunity to really shape your message, define your brand, and build the profitable career that you deserve. Because you do deserve it. Okay? Feel free to check out the webinar, the link for the site. And I just want to thank you so much for joining us today for our first webinar of the series. And I hope that you got a nice glimpse into the mindset of a thriving speaker, coach, trainer, and branded thought leader. Stay tuned for webinar series video 2. Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.